A multi-agency task force will host a press conference to address the alarming number of crashes on State Highway 99.
Gochi Iloka joins us live from TxDOT, where the meeting will happen later this morning. And Gochi, families have been impacted by what law enforcement calls dangerous conditions on this highway.
Yes, Ron and Steph, they have. In fact, we spoke to two different dads who lost loved ones on what they've dubbed the highway to hell. Since the start of this year, authorities have investigated thousands of crashes on 99, including 9 that were deadly. If you take a look, this is video of the highway in question here. Now, Harris County, Fort Bend County, and the Texas Department of Public Safety are teaming up to combat the safety crisis on the Grand Parkway, aka Highway 99. This initiative to improve safety on Highway 99, Sheriff Ed Gonzalez says, includes traffic stops, speed detection, and public service announcements. This effort is deeply personal for some, like one dad who talked to us about losing his wife and baby boy in a car wreck. Only his 5-year-old son survived the crash and suffered major brain damage. Another dad we spoke to also says that he lost his 16-year-old daughter in a crash near 99. They both are in support of this initiative.
She was killed just a couple hundred yards from 99, and it was, it's heartbreaking.
It's time that it's taken serious now.
A lot of reckless and dangerous driving. We've seen the carnage out there, and we got to do something.
Yeah, and Sheriff Ed Gonzalez says since the beginning of January until the end of November of this year, they have responded to at least 2,200 accidents on 99.
Good morning, and thank you to all of our valued news partners for being here today for our news conference on the Harris County Sheriff's Office official launch of our multi-agency task force for Highway 99 Grand Parkway traffic enforcement, hosted by Sheriff Ed Gonzalez today. I'd like to acknowledge our speakers as well as our valued traffic safety partners who have made this initiative possible. So first off, with Sheriff Ed Gonzalez from Harris County Sheriff's Office, Major Terry Truitt from the Texas Department of Public Safety, Sheriff Eric Fagan from the Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office, as well as Ugana Uganse, who is the Director of Transportation Operations at TxDOT. I'd also like to acknowledge Sheriff Bobby Rader from the Liberty County Sheriff's Office. Thank you very much for joining us here today. Captain Brian Baker from the Chambers County Sheriff's Office, Assistant Director Josh Scheidler from Houston TransStar. Thank you very much for graciously allowing us to use this venue. And of course, Danny Perez as well, represented from TxDOT. And without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to Sheriff Ed Gonzalez.
Thank you very much, Tess. Good morning to everyone. I also want to recognize our friend, Dr. Katie Alexander, that's here with us. So thank you so much, Katie. But good morning. I am Sheriff Ed Gonzalez, and it's an honor to stand before you today. We have a very clear message today, and that's that reckless driving must end now. We are taking action to make Highway 99 a safer road for everyone. The tragedies we have witnessed, the lives lost, and the families shattered, this must stop. We are committed to making a difference. This initiative involves more than just the Harris County Sheriff's Office. Since November, law enforcement agencies have joined forces in a coordinated effort to target dangerous driving behaviors on Highway 99, the Grand Parkway. We are working alongside some incredible partners. They're gathered here today, the Texas Department of Public Safety, Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office, Montgomery County Sheriff's Office, Chambers County Sheriff's Office, and the Liberty County Sheriff's Office. By collaborating, sharing resources, and combining our expertise, we aim to make a real difference. Before this initiative began, the statistics regarding Highway 99 were deeply concerning. In Harris County alone, 2,280 crashes resulted in 9 fatal incidents. That's 2,280 crashes resulting in 9 fatal incidents. Think about it. That's 9 families who lost loved ones and 9 lives cut short due to reckless actions on that highway alone. Across our region, the Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office responded to 322 crashes on Highway 99 before the start of the initiative. Tragically, in our combined jurisdictions, we have seen far too many similar tragedies. The Texas Department of Public Safety responded to 3 fatal crashes, 2 in Montgomery County and 1 in Chambers County. These numbers are more than just data points. They represent lives lost, families shattered, and a community impacted by preventable tragedies. We have seen firsthand the devastating consequences of reckless driving on Highway 99 and are committed to preventing future tragedies. We're committed to ending the streak. Our proactive enforcement efforts include increased patrols, targeting speeding and impaired driving, especially during high-risk periods. We are utilizing technology for speed detection and employing strategies to address addictive driving behaviors. However, this is more than just enforcement. We're also educating drivers, raising awareness about the dangers of reckless driving, and working to change behaviors. We envision Highway 99 where everyone feels safe, families can travel without fear, and tragedies are prevented. We need everyone's help to achieve this goal. Please obey the speed limits, drive sober, put away distractions, and be mindful of others on the road. Together, we can make Highway 99 a safer place for all, and across Texas, we can end the streak. And it starts with efforts such as this. I also want to thank Major Cedric Collier that's here that really helped put the initiative together, as well as Lieutenant Albers and Lieutenant Cheeks that are here as well, and as well as other members from our Vehicular Crimes Division that have been hands-on out there. They put themselves on the line. This is a very dangerous corridor to be around, and we're very mindful of the dangers even for our own personnel, for first responders that are out there during these initiatives as well. So we really want everyone to slow down. We don't want any of our first responders to get harmed, and it's a very dangerous corridor, and so just please keep them in mind. We want everybody to be safe this holiday season. Briefly in Spanish. Buenos días, soy el alguacil González y es un honor estar hoy con ustedes. Tenemos un mensaje. La conducción negligente debe terminar ahora. Estamos tomando medidas para hacer de la autopista 99 una carretera más segura para todos. Las tragedias que hemos presenciado, las vidas perdidas y las familias destrozadas, eso tiene que parar. No hemos comprometido a cambiar las cosas. Esta iniciativa involucra más que solo nuestra agencia. Desde noviembre, agencias de aplicación de la ley nos unimos en este esfuerzo para abordar este problema de la carretera 99. Estamos trabajando juntos con el Departamento de Seguridad Pública de Texas, la Oficina de Alguacil de Fort Bend, la Oficina de Alguacil del Condado Montgomery, la Oficina del Alguacil del Condado Chambers y la Oficina del Alguacil del Condado Liberty. Esta es una estrecha muy larga, entonces necesitamos la colaboración de todos. Al colaborar, compartir recursos y combinar nuestra experiencia, nuestro objetivo es crear una diferencia real, impactante. Antes de comenzar esta iniciativa, las estadísticas de la autopista 99 eran muy alarmantes. Solo en el condado de Harris, 2,280 choques ocurrieron y los cuales 9 fueron mortales. Piénsalo, 9 familias que perdieron a sus seres queridos y 9 vidas truncadas por culpa de alguien que estaba manejando distraído en esta autopista. Estos números representan vidas perdidas, familias destrozadas y una comunidad impactada por tragedias que se pueden evitar. Hemos visto de primera mano las consecuencias devastadoras de la conducir de manera irresponsable en la carretera 99 y estamos comprometidos a prevenir más tragedias. Necesitamos la ayuda de todos para lograr este objetivo. Por favor, respete los límites de velocidad, conduzca sobrio, aleje las distracciones y tenga en cuenta a los demás en la carretera. Juntos podemos hacer de la autopista 99 un lugar más seguro para todos. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Major Terry Truitt with the Texas Department of Public Safety. Major?
Good morning. My name is Terry Truitt. Last name is spelled Truett. I'm a major with the Texas Highway Patrol stationed here in the Southeast Texas region. I want to express my gratitude to the Harris County Sheriff's Department, or Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Gonzalez, and our other dedicated law enforcement partners who contributed their resources to this life-saving initiative. As Sheriff Gonzalez mentioned, State Highway 99 is becoming increasingly more dangerous. The Texas Highway Patrol was honored to work with our partners to help make this highway safer. Our goal was straightforward: reduce speeds, prevent crashes, and ultimately save lives. We accomplished this through aggressive traffic enforcement. The initiative was part of an ongoing effort with the Texas Department of Transportation to end the streak of deadly crashes on Texas roadways. The sobering truth is that Texas highways have not seen a deathless day in over 24 years. However, we cannot achieve this goal alone. We need your help. It is critical for Texans to do their part, and you can do your part by reducing speeds, minimizing distractions, wearing safety belts, never driving under the influence, and following the law. My sincerest hope is that our combined efforts will create a lasting impact, saving lives and preventing needless loss. Thank you.
Next, we have Sheriff Eric Fagan from the Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff.
Good morning. I'm Eric Fagan, the Fort Bend County Sheriff. As we prepare for the Christmas holidays and the new year, the Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office continues to work towards ensuring the safety of all citizens. This year, Fort Bend County Sheriff's Office was honored to participate in the joint collaboration with the Harris County Sheriff's Office, DPS, and TxDOT in an initiative to focus on reducing vehicle crashes and speeders on State Highway 99 corridor. As the population continues to grow in Fort Bend County, so does the number of vehicles on the roadway. One of the most contributing factors to major crashes, fatality crashes, and avoidable crashes is excessive speed. This initiative was put in place to not only to reduce vehicle crashes, but to educate motorists of hazards of driving at excessive speeds. Fatality crashes and major crashes have devastating effects on families involved and also affects the first responders who are summoned to these calls. With the help of the community, we can educate each other and our young drivers on the roadway. We ask that each of you consider what's at stake when you get behind the wheel. Together, we can reduce the number of major crashes, fatalities, and avoidable crashes by simply applying the driving practice and adhering to speed limits. I wish everyone a joyous and happy holidays and Merry Christmas. God bless.
My name is Ugana Uganze. I'm the Director of Transportation Operations for TxDOT. Thank you for allowing us this moment to highlight our efforts to improve safety, while we also thank our law enforcement partners, Harris County Sheriff's Office, the Texas Department of Public Safety, and the Houston Police Department for keeping the roads in Texas safe, especially State Highway 99 Grand Parkway. We would like to urge everyone to help us end this streak. The sad fact remains that the streak of daily deaths on Texas roads has continued since November 7, 2000. That was the last day we had a deathless day on our state roadways. The harsh reality means that in this deadly streak, more than 85,000 people have lost their lives since the streak began. Each life lost means a family, a community are impacted for a lifetime. We take safety very seriously, and as we work to end this streak, it is going to take all of us working together to get this done. While TxDOT uses sound engineering methods to improve roadway safety, our drivers and citizens can also help themselves stay safe on the road. For example, 48% of the deaths on Texas road are from people not wearing their seatbelt in a vehicle. That one click can have a major impact on fatalities. We all have a shared responsibility to keep our roads and our fellow drivers safe. As we're nearing the holiday season, we also urge people not to drink and drive. There are numerous alternatives that we have available at this time to have a sober ride. I thank you for allowing me this time to speak upon this very important traffic safety message. And again, I want to express my utmost appreciation to our law enforcement partners. And together, we can make a difference. and help end the streak of daily deaths on our road. Remember always to be safe and drive smart. Thank you.
Thank you so much to all our partners, those that again that are standing here in unity as well. We appreciate everyone's collaboration. It really is. More broadly as well, while this is specific to Highway 99 and the Grand Parkway, obviously we have a lot of other corridors that are very dangerous that come to mind all across our region. This is not only unique to Harris County. And so we understand, though, as police leaders, executives, that it's important for us to work together and leverage partnerships. And that's what we hope to do. So we'll continue this initiative for the foreseeable future. We'll converse with our partners and see how we need to adjust, assess the effectiveness, and continue to educate our community, because these crashes are truly preventable, whether it be impaired driving, speeding, many other contributing factors that we see on a regular basis. All of those things are preventable. So far, in this brief time, we've issued 418 citations and warning, and 149 of those have been for speeding related alone. So we really need to change the driving culture throughout our region, but especially on Grand Parkway, Highway 99. It really seems like a speedway out there, and it needs to change. And we understand that. I've heard a number of times that nobody ever sees law enforcement out there, and you know what? Point taken. We understand, so we want to be a part of it. But this isn't simply about writing tickets. We wish we don't have to write any tickets at all. It's about raising awareness, and it really takes a community effort to do that. So, and also want to just mention, while they're not present, the Kaylee Mills Foundation. I'm a big fan of their work. Kaylee lost her life tragically several years ago, very close to the Grand Parkway. She unbuckled her seatbelt to take a selfie. She was a backseat passenger. Tragically, it was a crash. She lost her life in that tragedy, and since then her family obviously developed a foundation, and Kaylee's legacy continues going forward. And they always encourage, especially young drivers that are starting to drive, that are fairly new to driving, to always buckle up and just watch your speeds. And so do it for Kaylee, as we always say. So any questions? Yes. I think there's a number of factors. The factors, are very common across major crashes. It's, contributing factors such as speeding, unrestrained drivers, impaired drivers, distracted driving. All of those are very common across crashes all around, anywhere. I think this corridor in particular has become known as just a high speed almost like a speedway, like I mentioned. And I think that it's just a culture that's been allowed to occur out there with very little law enforcement presence generally. And so that's something we want to change. It's one of the more newer highways around our region. So I think people just got used to driving fast out there. We want to make sure that they know that we're going to be out there. It's not just about going out there just one time and do it for a few days and then we move on. Like I said, we actually started in November, and we hope to continue it. Obviously we all have limitations with resources, and so that's why it has to be a collaborative effort. But at the end of the day, we're all very committed to saving lives, and we understand that enforcement is a part of it, education is another part of it, and raising awareness is a part of it. But if any of my colleagues want to talk about any of the conditions out there that may impact, I don't know, Major or anybody, any other? Yeah. It's okay. Mm-hmm.
Seeing a lot of following distance. A lot of these crashes are cars, one car parked, one car lane between cars at 80 miles an hour. How do I address following distance?
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah. Major, you want to take that? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great question. When I was learning how to drive, they called it the 2-second rule. You watch where a car in front of you passes, and then you count 1,001, 1,002, and then you should pass that same point. We've actually extended those distances now. An average person, when we're doing crash reconstruction, at least back when I was doing crash reconstruction, we would give a 1.2 second. That's a second and a half before you realize there's a danger ahead, oh, I need to apply my brakes. So your car, depending on how fast you're going, covers a lot of distance in 1.5 seconds just to realize I need to apply the brakes. So the more distance you can give between you and the car in front of you, the better chance you have of being able to get stopped before a dangerous crash happens.
Yeah, another rule of thumb that I learned a long time ago is that for every 10 miles per hour that you're going, at least one vehicle distance. So if you're going about 80 miles an hour, we know that that's probably on the short end when people drive out there, you're looking at least 8 car lanes between you to give you ample time. And that's even without distractions. But sometimes, we have the radio on loud. Folks are on phones doing a lot of other behavior. And obviously that's going to decrease your reaction time even more. But that's a good question. And look, we know there's also a lot of just reckless driving and dangerous driving, a lot of brake checking and road rage type situations. So we're just kind of raising awareness that these are all very dangerous to begin with, but especially when you add speed as a factor, it's a deadly consequence. And I think somebody described this, one of the stations had a story, I think overnight, and mentioned it, that it's like a highway to hell. In many ways it is, but we could change that. We could change that. Yes, sir. Yeah, well, it's obviously been an increased concern here in the region. I know we've partnered with the Houston Police Department, DPS, others are doing it as well. Again, it's not unique to any one area. The scary thing about it is for all the ones that you do see, there's a lot of others that aren't even reported. They just go home and nothing tragic happened. But, it's people being impatient, people in a rush. Aggressive drivers. We have a lot of street racers out there as well that take to the roadways and are speeding and racing each other. Those can become deadly. It's really become a dangerous driving culture in this region. And again, we all need to change that. But there's been incidents where nobody fired a weapon. They just pointed a weapon or displayed a weapon. And obviously we hear the tragic ones that have lost their life. There's several come to mind from Mr. Castro to the others, Cody, in the Katy area, and then a young lady, I think a teenager heading to Galveston a couple years back. So there's a lot of others that have been impacted, and it's against the law. It's dangerous, and even if you don't strike your intended target, that bullet's going to go somewhere. And sometimes you may be taking out your aggression wrongfully on the driver, but there could be a child in a car seat in the back. I've been on those scenes where maybe it didn't turn out to be tragic, but that happened. I remember Jasmine Barnes, I think maybe my first year as sheriff on the Beltway in East Harris County, fired into the car. I don't know what was going on before, but she tragically lost her life. I think 7-year-old Jasmine Barnes. So anybody else want to share anything on that?